That was a trailer for the movie Bowling for Columbine, which is a documentary about the Columbine school shooting directed by Michael Moore and includes interviews with Marilyn Manson. The Columbine school shooting was done by Eric Harris and Dylan Kepler at Columbine High School in Columbine, Colorado, USA. And the shooting was done on April 20th, 1999. And the two killed 13 people, which was 12 students and one teacher. And they also injured 24. And the two kids also killed themselves that day in the school. And the kids were wearing Marilyn Manson T-shirts. So right when the shooting was started to break out and was being reported, it was reported the reporters were saying that they were Marilyn Manson fans and that Marilyn Manson's to blame for the shooting. And when you look deeper into the trailer, Marilyn Manson and Michael Moore talk about how there were more bomb drops on Kozloy than any other time during that war by the Americans. And then Marilyn Manson questions if he's more important than the president, which he knows he's not. He admitted he's not. He said he wish he was. He said he wish he were more important than the president, but he says he's not. And Michael Moore brings up the question to him and asks him, "What would you do if the kids were next to you? What would you say to them?" And Marilyn Manson says, "Nothing. I wouldn't have done anything. I would have listened." Because that's what the kids needed. They needed attention, and they had no one to listen to them. And Marilyn Manson was blamed from the kids wearing his clothing and of it being reported that they listened to his music and were influenced by it. And Marilyn Manson makes dark music, and there's it's not a mystery that he does. His music is more darker. It's not religious music at all means. It's very, very dark. And he's also very different than other people. It makes him an easy target. As you can see in the picture, and you can also see in the video, he wears white makeup, lipstick, wears his eyes look weird. He has a contact to make one look diluted and one not. And he just looks different than other people. So it's easy to blame someone who looks different that you don't really maybe understand, that you maybe misinterpret. So it's easy to blame that person than to actually find the real cause behind this. And Marilyn Manson actually ended up canceling the next couple of shows on his tour due to respect to the people who lost loved ones that day. And he also had to threaten to sue and take legal action against the news stations that use the name Marilyn Manson because the company he works for owns that name, and the news stations were using it without his permission. He also admitted that it almost ended his career. And then the fact that the news reporters bring up is that he's an outcast and that his music promotes suicide, death, killing, and all that kind of stuff. But the main point they bring up is that his music can sway opinions of kids whose parents aren't very involved in their kids' lives. And that, to me, is where they lost their credibility on it, because they're blaming the musician but not the parents. And Marilyn Manson does not talk to these kids by themselves. He does not have a full-blown conversation with them, so he can't really influence them that much. But if the parents aren't the ones seeing the signs of abnormal behavior from their kids, then why can't the parents be blamed? Parents are the ones who are around the kids the most and have the most influence on their children. So why can't the media say it's the family's fault, and here's the signs that you can see of abnormal behavior, to then get further help beyond that? And there's also a lot of misconceptions about his music. For him, he says that his music is supposed to be about getting through suicide and stuff, and being able to help him. Because he said when he was a kid, his one escape from reality was music, and he wants to make that for other people. So he thinks his music is more, while it is dark and his music is controversial, he still thinks that it's to help people get over those thoughts and help people get over the pain. And so these two kids misinterpreted his music. The reporters misinterpreted his music, and a lot of people wanted the music banned and wanted him to not be able to sell his music anymore. So then what if we banned things that had other misconceptions? And something that's had a very big misconception is religion. Misconceptions of religion has drove people to hate and done hate crimes. Think about the Bible, and you hear about the West Baptist Church who will kill gay people because it says in the Bible that it's wrong, and they interpret it that way, that, if it says it might be wrong, then we have to kill them and get them off the earth. And that's how they misinterpret the Bible. Same thing with the Ku Klux Klan. They are a very religious hate group, but they still kill black people and kill minorities and kill people who aren't white Christians, because that's how they interpret the Bible, which the Bible does not say any of that. So they misinterpreted it. And then if they misinterpret the Bible the Bible should be banned, according to the reporters, because Marilyn Manson's music is misinterpreted, so that then Marilyn Manson's music should be banned. And also, another big religion that has a lot of misconceptions is the Islamic religion. If you hear all about terrorism today and how these terrorists, especially ISIS, are doing this in the name of Allah, and which is their God, but Islam and Muslim religion is very peaceful. It's supposed to be a peaceful religion, and they have misconceptions about it because they think they think the Quran says this, and they think the Quran says this, and they do something that way, but it's really not the right way the Quran says it. They have misconceptions about it. So then the Quran would have to be banned, according to that reporter as well. And a little bit about Manson is that his family life wasn't the best. He had a good parent situation. His mom was crazy, and she had a disease where she would inflict phobias upon him without knowing that she's doing that. And also, his grandfather was into bestiality porn and had very weird sexual fetishes like that. And if you know anything about Marilyn Manson, he's very open about his sexuality, and he talks about the weird experiences he has. How he told in an interview with Rolling Stone that he needs to have sex with his girlfriend 5 times a day, or he goes crazy. And he goes into depth about other weird sexual experiences, as in once on stage, a fan ran up to him, dropped his pants, and Marilyn Manson gave him oral sex because he thought it was entertaining. And that's obviously, for someone who is straight and he's has had girlfriends, he's never had a boyfriend or anything, so he is straight. That's a weird sexual thing to do if you are straight. And so you can see how his family life really brought him that way. If his grandfather had weird sexual experiences, and now he is also like that. And also with the interviews, Marilyn Manson comes off as very educated. He was actually studying being a journalist before he started making music. And something interesting about him is that he's never went to jail for anything. And other reporters are saying how his music provokes killing and death and stuff, but he's never killed a person. He's never gone to jail. And what I really learned from learning more about Marilyn Manson is that he's actually very intelligent, and that while he looks different, he's just very intelligent, and he's a very, very intelligent person. In interviews that he has, he usually comes off as like a more intelligent or like a better person than people who are interviewing him, who might be the complete opposite of him, who might look like normal people, who might have a job where just you're a news reporter, you're not a controversial artist. But he comes off better, he comes off as more educated, he comes off as a nicer person, which people are really quick to judge him because of the way he looks, because he looks very different. And I do believe that him looking different and his type of music being misinterpreted is the reason why he's being blamed for school shootings. He said in an interview as well that he's been blamed for 36 school shootings, which is ridiculous because news reporters have to realize that while his influence might be misinterpreted, the family is the most important, according to our sociology and psychology facts, that family is the most important, and we have to realize that, and we can't go blaming an artist about things when he really has no control over it.